Hey guys, what's up? Blinks here, and today I want to take a look at a team fight that happened in the European Championship Finals between Team Dignitas and Navi. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at it really quickly and then rewind and go back through it step by step. So here's the team fight in regular speed. All right, so let's bring that back. All right, so we can see here, like, just by looking at this pause screen, that already Dignitas is kind of in a good position. So the talents are even. Both teams have all of their alts up, but we have this Johanna flanking here, which looks really, really, really good. So we'll see what happens with that. Red team is on the retreat right now because they know that they do not want to get flanked by Johanna if she comes in here. And red team also has this web weaver up, which will be a little bit important during the team fight. So see Dignitas chase. Here we see Johanna hesitate a little bit, which I don't know if I agree with. I think that blue team could have kept pushing in and Johanna could have flanked them. Then again, red team turns here. Right here I want to point out that KT is up really, 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 really far. Almost in front of Arthas in some senses. So this is kind of an opportunity for Johanna to maybe throw a Blessed Shield and try to make a play happen. I don't think that this is a play that I would make just because this web weaver's here and they have Tyrande Kerrigan. So like you stun here, these guys run up and try to damage KT, and then they might just get Kerrigan comboed and wrecked. Or maybe not, but it's definitely a play to think about. So let's keep going. So really, really, really close here. This Murden stun hits, and I think that if there hadn't been the zoning flame strike, and maybe if Johanna had been a little bit further up, this could have been a dead KT here 100%. Johanna still has ample time to throw a Blessed Shield, but once again, like, it's kind of risky because if she does that, then all she can do is throw a Blessed Shield. She can't make it in time to, like, pull her or condemn or what's it called, like Flash of Light, her Q basically. But I think it would have been better than what they actually did do. So let's take a look at Johanna's positioning as she comes over here compared to the rest of the team's positioning. So we see Johanna moving up, and I think that's good, right? But I think that should have either been done earlier, or Dignitas should have been a lot more aggressive in how they engaged, how they came up. So we're gonna keep going, keep going, keep going. We see Johanna here, and right now she's actually in a pretty bad position just because, like, all right, you're a tank and you have a lot of survivability, but you're in the middle of 4 members of their team, almost 5, with a Tyrande who has Hunter's Mark. So you always have to be really, really careful when flanking as a tank against a team with Tyrande, because Hunter's Mark makes it so they can just turn on you and chance to blow you up, especially if they can Kerrigan combo you, poly you, or stun you before you can hit your trait as Johanna. You're going to be in a lot of trouble. So one of the options that Johanna has available to her right now is to offensively Blessed Shield here. And I actually think that would be pretty good because we have this Water Elemental on KT, attacking KT. We have Arthas' Root that missed, so Jaina and Murden are going to be able to catch up. And we have Zeratul here over the wall, who can blink over, do a lot of damage, and then he can choose, like, if he starts getting focused, he can blink back over. He'll be over the wall in safety, or he can throw a VP, and, you know, that would be really, really good, splitting up their team. So we see this, and then instantly, all right, Johanna throws out her W. That's great, but I still really would have liked to see a Blessed Shield. So let's take a look at this Johanna over the next few seconds, just to, like, kind of see what happens. Also, I want to point out that, like, I think blue team's positioning is great, but as I say in almost all of my videos, like, positioning is the most important thing in Heroes of the Storm. And if they were, obviously they can't be because Arthas is in the way, but if they were maybe, like, I don't know, like 2 body lengths over each of them, then I think that, like, this engage by Johanna would have gone a lot better. So we're still looking at Johanna. She's still condemning, not necessarily not ulting, and she's right next to KT here, so KT is super vulnerable here. Johanna's condemning, and Arthas is doing a great job of keeping Rhaegar and Muradin back. Jaina's kind of flanking through here. That's good, because there's no way that three of Dignitas are getting through Arthas. And alright, let's keep going. So condemn hits here. Still not a lot of damage has gone out on Johanna. I think that Kerrigan has envenomed her, but otherwise, you know, that's not really a big deal. Plus envenom can just be cleansed with Johanna's trait if she needs to. Zeratil's coming over here, getting ready for a flank for VP, which is pretty good. And here we're about to see a lot of damage go out on Johanna. So she's got her trait up, that's good. We see Phoenix go out by KT, which is also good. But the most important thing here, like, really the most important thing is what this Arthas is doing. He's just standing between Muradin and Rhaegar, and to a sense Jaina, but I think that since Jaina took the long way around, like, she's not in position anyway. But stopping this Muradin from going onto KT is huge. Like, if Muradin had been able to get a stun on KT off of that condemn, and then Johanna had Blessed Shielded, then I think that would have been, you know, a dead KT basically no matter what. Because, I mean, look at Navi's team. They have Tyrande and Brightwing. Those are definitely not the best single target healers. It's not like they have a Divine Shield or a Divine Palm or Ancestral or anything like that. Like, blue team's win condition is bursting down a single target. Alright, so Muradin jumps forward, which is good, but the only reason he needed to do that was because of the plays that Arthas was making, blocking him from getting to KT. Alright, so Muradin jumps forward. Jaina's still, like, not quite close enough to burst. Like, she needs to be close enough to do her Cone of Cold. Like, I'm not sure if she took Root on Cone of Cold or Vulnerability, but either one, like, is going to secure a kill if you can hit Kael'thas or Tyrande with it. So keep going. We see Avatar. Huge shield on Kael'thas. That's Arcane Barrier out. But already, like, everything that's happening here, I think could have been avoided if Johanna had just instantly Blessed Shielded when she came out of that vent on KT. I think that, I'm sure that, like, they could have, between Johanna, Muradin, and Zeratul burst up here with maybe a Blizzard from Jaina, they could have killed KT when he was over here about, I guess that was like 1 second ago or 2 seconds ago or something like that. So let's keep going. And alright, we see Jaina coming down here. Jaina's kind of going for a flank. And now, like, let's take a look at positioning in the team fight again. So we have Arthas here, like, tearing up their backline, which is really good for Arthas. We even have a Web Weaver on blue team, which is, like, a decent amount of passive damage. And Arthas is totally safe, right? Because he has, Army of the Dead. So he can just, like, heal himself up. And the only really consistent damage on blue team, I guess, would be Zeratul auto attacks. But in truth, they don't really have a lot of consistent damage. They just have burst with Zeratul and burst with Jaina. So Arthas isn't afraid. But right here is where things start to get scary for Johanna. You see this little red dot here? That means Mark is going down on her. And she used her trait earlier. So she's about to be in a lot of trouble. She's going to take a lot of damage really quickly. Like, that was maybe like 1 second. Like, Jaina moved from here to here, and Johanna lost, like, I don't know, 40% of her health. And, like, this is kind of where the team fight starts to go sour for Dignitas, because you see, like, they're all pretty low health. Even Bakery back here is low health, whereas blue team is almost entirely at full health, because the way they've been trading is they've been kiting through Phoenix, they've been kiting through Webweaver, they've been kiting through Starfall right here. And, like, red team just can't really do that much. Or sorry, blue team just can't really do that much. So Johanna here is forced to Blessed Shield in response to being taken down that low. And once again, like, the team is really split. We see Johanna up here, Zeratul up here, and then their healers down here, which isn't, like, any single person's fault. It's just the team's fault. Like, they're not really playing as together as they want to be. I think it's really tempting to play, like, a flank style when you have a Zeratul and a Jaina on your team, but, like, this is something that we struggle with too. It's really difficult to do it against a Tyrande, because a Tyrande will just hunter's mark the person who's flanking or the person that's going in by themselves, and then that person gets blown up, and there's really not much they can do unless they have a healer by them. So moving forward just a little bit more, we see down here, once again, they're just ignoring Arthas, which, I mean, it's not the worst thing to do. Like they're trying to get to their back line. The water elemental still on Kale. That's good. But look at what's happening here. These tanks are forced to move out. Or sorry, Johanna and Zeratul are forced to move out. So what do we have left? We have 5 of red team here and 3 of red team here with and 3 of blue team here with some weak Dignitas players up here, blue team up here. And like positioning wise at this point, there's really not much that that blue team can do. So moving forward a little bit, all right, they trade a little bit, and Jaina goes through the flank, which is what you're supposed to do with Jaina, as Jaina. But once again, like versus this team, versus KT, Kerrigan, Tyrande, Brightwing, even Arthas, like every single one of those heroes have an ability that can catch a hero that's flanking, and like Jaina included, obviously. So we see Na'Vi turn on Jaina here really quickly. The VP comes out. I would have liked to see that like a little bit sooner, but obviously it was a little bit difficult because Johanna and Zeratul were fighting up top, and then KT was being focused in the bottom. I think Bakery does a really good job here of backing up and like being ready to heal both the tank and the Jaina, depending on who needs it. But like this little flank maneuver by Jaina cost like just a little bit too much damage. She's got, I think that's an Envenom on her. They're about to, actually maybe it's not an Envenom. Maybe Kerrigan did an Envenom earlier. Anyway, like the chain bomb's about to blow up and she's about to take a lot of damage. We see Kerrigan come in too, like that's kind of what seals the deal. Even though these 3 are in Void Prism, blue team really isn't able to capitalize off that by damaging Kerrigan or damaging Arthas because just there's so much pressure on Jaina. We're going to see it in a second. Like, all right, there's the Ravage, auto attack by Kerrigan. Jaina has to ice block in order to get rid of the Living Bomb. Arthas is Arthas, so he's not taking any damage up here. And then, all right, when Jaina comes out, she gets pulled, autoed, and like, boom, can't do anything else. So now so basically what happened there is 3 of red team, 3 of Na'Vi were VP'd, but they still managed to kill Jaina, which like is totally sick. That shouldn't happen. That means red made sick plays. But it also means that like blue was just a little bit, or Dignitas was a little bit out of position. And once again, it all comes from this like flanking thing versus Tyrande team. So we had Johanna try to flank up here, and then Jaina try to flank down here. And I think that like the more we play against Tyrande teams and the more we play as Tyrande teams, it really seems that the way that you need to play against them is you need to fight kind of like as a single group. Because as tempting as it is to like single out the Tyrande and kill her and be like, oh yeah, I won the fight, a lot of times that's not going to go your way and you're just going to get blapped. So moving on here, like when Jaina dies, that's kind of the ending point of the fight. Like once again, Na'Vi is almost completely at full health, and a lot of that is thanks to like the passive healing of Brightwing and also the healing of Tyrande. But I think a bigger part of that is just like the positioning and the way they chose to trade and the way they chose to take fights. So we see like Arthas going onto Rhaegar here, misses the Howling Root, still not the biggest deal, or Howling Blast, still not the biggest deal because he's got his aura up here, and like Rhaegar can't run through that even though he's stealthed. And watch the rest of the fight. And alright, so Rhaegar dies up there, and I believe that Myrddin eventually dies as he gets chased. So like the big thing I want you guys to take away from this when you're watching Heroes of the Storm is watch for people flanking and watch when they get punished, and like watch when they don't, because like that's a really, really, really big thing. Once again, like this team fight looked pretty one-sided. All right, Na'Vi killed 3 people on Dignitas, and you know Dignitas didn't kill anyone on Na'Vi. But I think like just through like a little bit better positioning and a little bit more like, what's the word I'm looking for? Confidence in the engage by Johanna, Blessed Shield, could have really, really turned that fight. And the 2 points I think that happened is when Kael'thas was standing over here next to Arthas, and then also when Johanna came out of the fog over here next to KT. Anyway, I think I'll do analysis of a few more team fights in the series. Some of the games are pretty one-sided, so I'm not going to do those. But if you guys did enjoy the video, please let me know. Like the video, subscribe, and please share this video with your friends on Facebook, on Twitter, anywhere you want. Because the more people that subscribe and watch, the more motivated I am to keep making more videos. Anyway, guys, my name is Blinks, and I will see you next time. Bye.
So I'm going to share that with you. I'm going to listen to just a little bit of that. First, discover abilities and